Well, Robert Earl Dean, who do we have with us on this great day here in the neighborhood of the Wake Up Morning Show?
Everybody, get ready for this young lady right here. She is a preaching, singing machine, and she hails from back east. None other than the C. Ashley Brown Lawrence. Good morning, sister.
Good morning. Good morning. How
You,
y'all doing?
we doing good, sis. Forgive me for for not getting you everything I thought you had. So we're glad to have you. I was sitting up here like, Jesus, I want her so bad. God, let her come on today. And God
It's
worked it out.
okay. I'm glad to be here. Thanks for having me.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna jump right on
Jump in.
into it and say, are you doing this Zoom from your closet?
I am. I am.
We
Woo! Wait, no,
we love the
husband,
originality.
let me just say, let me say to y'all, you know when you got a closet big enough
Come on through,
that you
church.
could put your whole studio
Yes.
in it.
Yes.
Girl, you must got a wardrobe second to none.
Yes.
I want to come to your house and just sit there and have lunch in the closet.
In the closet.
That is so funny. That is so. Listen, I got married. I got married about 5 years ago, and my husband saw the amount of clothes that I was bringing into his house, and so to keep us married, he decided to just go ahead and turn a room into a closet for me. So it wouldn't be no issues.
Right.
You know what I'm
Ooh,
saying?
look
'Cause
at
y'all
look
have
at
a tendency
wisdom.
to not have as many clothes as we have.
Right.
So
But
you
that's
know,
a blessing.
Well,
he
I
he,
want
he
you to
did this for me.
understand that I do understand my wife is an artist, and when I moved into to our house, I was so happy that I had a full side of a closet, and she had a full side of a closet. But then, as we began to get married, uh, uh, the fourth room became her room, and then I realized that every closet in every other room that was not a child in was her closet. And I realized, by the time we were 20 years in, I had a little section that was about 4 by 4, and everything else was her. And I was like, wow, Lord.
It's her garment
And
of
and
worship.
Oh
so
my goodness.
I used to have an office in the house. No, not anymore. So when we got to like the 16th, 17th year, I started putting my foot down and reclaiming space.
Right.
Reclaiming my time, reclaiming my
Right.
time.
She
But
she she got the garment. She got the garments of praise. That's what we gonna call hers. The garments of praise. Now,
Oh my
sister.
god. Well, you know what? The fact that you said that you're 20 years in and y'all still together even with all her clothes, it
Right.
gives me some hope.
That's a
So I
good
might be all
sign.
right over here.
That's a good
yes.
sign.
Now I'm gonna ask you this question. Shout out to your husband. Now, is in your spacious closet of a room, are you a
Mhm.
bargain shopper, or are you just a I like it, I buy it?
You know what? I'm not a, and this is it's gonna sound weird coming from my actual closet that looks like this.
Right.
Mhm.
I am not a big shopper.
Oh, you're
I
not.
really I only buy things when I absolutely need something. And if I do need something, I'm an online shopper. So
Uh huh.
I don't really like close out the malls and stuff like that.
Me too.
I do most of my shopping through Amazon and
Yes.
and,
Yes,
and
ma'am.
websites that sell clothes and stuff. But I'm a bargain shopper, and I'm a, if I want it, I get it type of shopper. I do that every now and then, but for the most part, I just shop if I need something.
Robert.
And I'm a thrifter. I'm a
Yeah.
huge thrifter.
Well, she
Okay.
has
So
to
that's
shop.
that's really what I
No,
love
no,
to
no,
She
but
has to
but,
to
but
shop.
I
shop.
want to say that she said that she only buys what she needs, and looking around, you needy.
But God said He'll supply all your needs according to His riches and glory. Cause
All
I'm
of
like
them.
you. Cause I'm like you,
Listen,
sister.
that's the book. I read that.
He
I
knows
read
I'm a
that.
shopper
That's
too.
the
So
word.
we got to look good for God's people.
Yeah, yeah. If you go over to
Absolutely.
if you
Absolutely.
go to Robert's house,
Yes.
it's kind of like there is a room, and there's a little corner. There's a bed, and
Yes.
everything else is around. There's
It's
clothes
the God
and
honest truth.
shoes
But but
and music.
but seriously, I don't drink. I don't smoke weed. As a Christian,
Since
I'm
when?
before people.
I'm just messing
The
with you.
blood of
I'm
Jesus.
just messing
Right,
with you.
right. So we have to be our best before God, and that's the truth. Now, sister,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
you came to San Diego with Hezekiah Walker, if I'm not mistaken.
I did. I did. That's been years ago, but I did. I did.
That was about what, about 2
Yeah.
years ago?
It wasn't years
It was
ago.
about
It's about two,
2 years
3 years
ago,
ago.
2 or 3 years ago.
I mean, that's a long time.
Right.
Well,
No,
I guess since 2020 has like
Okay.
felt like 5 years and
Right.
1 year. So,
Right.
Okay.
I kind of see it like that.
So I'm gonna have to reprimand you, and I'm gonna start off,
Uh-oh.
and just be okay with it. But I want to say this, and Robert
I
O'Dean gonna do the same reprimandation
Right.
of you. The next time
Uh-oh.
you come,
Reprimand.
next time you come to San Diego, to the San Diego County Fair, and shut down the stage like you did,
You,
it
Jesus.
did you see me in the back? I was on the stage, and you took it. And I passed out on the stage like under the spear. It took about 17 people to get me up.
You so dramatic.
But I was like saying, she better not do it. I'm giving you a reprimandation.
He is horrible.
I was like, oh.
Sister, I'm serious. I
Oh
became
my
a
gosh.
fan then, and I didn't know who you were, and then I started hearing about you through other people.
Okay. Wow. I had a great time. I think that's like the second time that we've ever ministered at a county fair before. So it was a different experience for me. But I had a really good time. San Diego showed us a lot of love. I hated that we had to like zip in, and then as soon as we got
Right.
done, we were out. Like we were all headed to the airport as soon as we finished singing. But I had a great time that night. Yeah.
Yes. Let's talk about your upbringing. How did you start singing? What got you into singing?
Well, my entire family is musically inclined. My dad is a singer and songwriter in his own right. He was a gospel artist and had a group called J. Eric Brown and Charity for about 30 years.
Wow.
And so I used to sing. I sang my first solo in church when I was 2 years old, and it was a song that he wrote for me called "I'm a Child, but Still I Praise Your Name." And so ever since then,
hold on. I gotta stop you. Did you say 2 years old?
okay, I was 2. Yeah.
How'd it go?
Oh Lord, here we go.
I mean, considering the fact that I'm like 30 years old now,
Right.
I really don't remember. The song.
Okay. Because I was gonna ask you to sing it in your 2-year-old voice.
Jesus.
And if I remembered it, I really would have. I
Right.
would have.
Right.
If I remembered it, I definitely would have. But I haven't heard the song since that day.
Right.
So I really don't remember it. I might have to ask my daddy how it went though. But yeah, I sang my first solo in church when I was 2. And I watched my family, who is full of singers and musicians. Somebody in my family does something musically, and so my uncles played instruments and sang in my dad's group. Another uncle played the drums, and my little brother and my sister and I started a group. But it went back all the way to like my great grandmother and all of her sisters had a singing group. They recorded albums, and my grandmother and her sisters sang. My dad started his group, and then my brother and sister and I started a little group and got some stuff together. And then I started, God blessed me to be able to go on the road with people like Hezekiah Walker and Jeff Majors and so many other people that have been able to bless my life coming up to where I am now and where I'm still trying to get to.
Right.
But yeah, it started at my church. I'm a Mississippian. And I heard you say that I hail from the East. A lot of people think that I live in New York because I sing with Bishop Walker and because I did the song with Earl. I actually sing with them. I commute though. I'm actually from Mississippi.
Really?
Yeah, I'm sitting in Mississippi right now.
Oh, Jesus! Ooh, I just Mississippi burning right now.
Oh,
Let me
Lord.
just ask you a question,
Oh God.
sister.
He's crazy.
Once the COVID is over, we're going to be going on a nationwide tour, the
Yes.
GOD radio show, Robert O'Dean. And everybody say I should come to Mississippi, but I'm nervous about Mississippi because the good old boys is there.
Oh Oh my gosh. Well, the good old boys definitely started out and made a lot of noise around here, but with the way that the world is going now, you'd be surprised how many good old boys are probably where y'all are.
Oh no, we know where they at.
They've got them everywhere.
No, we know where the good old boys are at, and they got a whole jurisdiction. We don't go there at nighttime
Hmm.
and everything else that nature. And we trying to be an open carry state right now, so that they know that they can try they can try Jesus, but don't you try us.
Oh God. But you guys have some
That's
good
the
churches.
message. That's
Y'all,
what you have to let them
y'all
know.
have some singing people in Mississippi. David Curry, Mississippi Mass.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, it's so many of you guys. So, did you grow up in your
Yeah,
family church?
I did. My bishop, my grandfather was the bishop, and he was the bishop for over 50 years. Until he had a stroke, and my father actually took over as bishop. So he's been bishop for about 12 years. This year, actually, last week made 12 years of him being the bishop of our church.
Now, what
Wow.
church
Yeah.
do you belong to?
I am a member of Lighthouse Church of the Apostolic Faith in Moss Point, Mississippi. Really, really small town in Mississippi. If you never heard of it, I understand because it's
Yeah.
like that
Oh no,
big.
we saw
So,
Moss Point. Yes, we know about Moss Point. Yes, Lord Jesus, help
do
her, Jesus,
you?
today. Yes, help her today, Jesus. Watch over and cover her. Let me ask you this question now. Are you guys part of the POW apostolic? What apostolic jurisdictions are you a part of?
We're not. We're actually not in an affiliation right now. We're
Right,
just kind of my dad's kind of independent at the moment.
right,
Yeah.
right.
Okay. All right. And so let me ask you this question. And so you grew up apostolic, baptizing in Jesus' name and everything. When did you see? Look at the Spirit work on you.
Right.
When did you know that you had the anointment on your life to sing and to minister?
The anointment.
Yes.
God, that is funny.
That's anointed and ointment. Anointment.
Right.
um, I think I realized that my singing was more than just a talent
Hmm.
when I would see the impact that it would have on other people and the impact that God working through me would have on me.
Hmm.
I realized that it was more than just something that I liked to do or something that I did because I knew how to do it.
Hmm.
Um, I realized that when God showed me that there was a deeper purpose for what I was doing, and every time I sang something there, or every time I said something, it had to mean something, and it had to affect somebody in a spiritual way. And once it actually started to be effective
Hmm.
to the people that I was ministering in front of and singing in front of, then that was when that was when God showed me, there might be more to me than just being able to sing. And I've had countless conversations with my dad, because growing up, I'm feeling what I'm feeling, and uh excuse me, and I'm experiencing God in a different way,
Hmm.
and seeing his power take over when I minister. And as a young person, it kind of scares you because I'm like, okay, what is going on? Like, if I do it too much, if I do it too little, he's like,
Right.
no, that's the anointing. That's what happens when you allow God to use you, and you're out of yourself, and
Yes.
you're um actually ministering to people. You're not just mimicking what you've heard
Hmm.
or just singing because it sounds good, but you're doing something that's actually going to bring somebody closer to God.
Wow.
And once I saw that that was possible through what came out of me, that was when I kind of knew that God had to put his hand on me. So
Yes.
So I'm gonna
I was
ask you this
grateful.
question from a father perspective. Now, does the
Hmm.
bishop, your daddy, get up there, and when he
Hmm.
introduced you, he already know what's getting ready to happen, and he be like, coming up next, and because he already know that he don't have to preach hard once you finish singing. Has he been using you most of your life as his secret weapon to hurt the people to get them ready?
You know what? I don't see myself as that, but he has said that. He has
Mm-hmm.
said that before. That he wants to take me. I When he started preaching engagements, and he wanted to take me with him. And I was gonna support him anyway, you know, because that's my dad, you know, and he's like my best friend. So anywhere that he goes, I'm gonna be there.
Mm-hmm.
But he started telling me that he wanted me to sing before he preached, and I realized at a young age, watching other people do that, that was something that was kind of important, um, to ministers and to preachers, to have someone kind of set the atmosphere before they preached.
Mm-hmm.
And it took me a minute to kind of get the hang of it and like actually know that I needed to pray before I did that, so I know exactly what to sing and have
Mm-hmm.
God lead me into to ministering the right thing, so that it would be effective and it wouldn't just be, you know, dead space. Um, and I think once I got the hang of that, once, you know, I started allowing God to use me in that way, then he started telling people, oh, yeah, I got my secret weapon with me. And it's so uncomfortable to hear, you know, because I don't look at myself that way, but you know, he's a proud father.
Right.
So anything that I do, you know, he's gonna magnify it to the utmost. And but he's told people that it's kind of crazy for us to have to do stuff after each other, you know, after I sing and he has to come up and preach. And he's looked at me before and like, why would you do that?
Right.
See,
And I'm like, you know, this is what you told me. This is what I was taught. This is all I know how to do.
Right.
So, you know, and I credit him with teaching me everything that I know. So I hope he looks at it as he says that he loves my ministry. And so I guess I'm a good help. I try to be a good help to
see,
him. I'll say that. Not
see,
really like his secret weapon, but
see. I'll be sitting up there, y'all. Before I minister the word, I got an anointed child of God that is going to come and bless your soul. So I don't even know if I'm gonna have to preach after this, because she go just bless you, and then I'm gonna pass you the baton,
She
and,
is.
and then be able to say, handle that.
oh my gosh, that is so funny.
But it's the truth, because after you got finished with the fair, when Hezekiah Walker passed you that microphone, it was over.
And I passed out.
It was over.
17 people had to pick me up.
Right.
17.
So I have a question.
Y'all are so funny.
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
If you were not singing,
Okay.
what would you be doing?
Oh gosh. I would probably be doing something creative or artistic. I've always wanted to, and I've done a little bit of it, but I've always wanted to be an actress. Like that was one of my main goals as a little girl, that I wanted to sing and I wanted to act. I wanted to model, but I wasn't tall enough.
Right.
So I just kind of scratched that off the
Right.
list. And I just kind of threw that one to the back. But I always wanted to be a singer or an actress or a model or a dancer. I probably would be acting, and or I would be a chef. I absolutely love to cook.
It's not too late though.
And
But
so
I think
that's
It's not too late.
well, I'm actually considering. I'm actually considering going into that within the next couple of months. So
What, the
we-
acting or the
Yeah.
the culinary?
the main thing would be acting. Yeah.
You can put together your own one woman show.
Robert, let's audition her now.
I got other questions.
How about this? How about this? We want you to get, this is the scene. Somebody
Oh
that
my
went in
God.
one in the refrigerator and ate the last sweet potato pie. Either your
Okay.
piece that you had put, okay, and now you got to act the scene out of what happens when you find out that your sweet potato pie is gone. Action.
Thank you, because I hate sweet potato pie. You need a fork?
Lord, she done lost her black
We're taking
card.
your black card.
We gonna give you pumpkin
We are
pie
taking your black
and
card.
everything else.
I
You
know.
know,
We'll give her
I was gonna
pumpkin
lose
pie
my
and mashed
black card behind
potatoes.
that one. I think I'm the only one of us that just does not. I don't do, like, I'm not a pie girl. I don't do sweet potato pie, and I don't do pecan pie.
What?
They're not really my thing. And in the South, I'm considered a weirdo, you know. And I'll take that, you know. Just don't give me no pie.
What?
I just don't want it.
I'm gonna get you a shirt that says "Don't give me no pie." Action.
Wow.
Okay, Robert.
I have another question. How did you get connected with the various national artists like the
Hezekiah.
Hezekiah Walkers, probably J.J. Harrison's and all them. How did they connect with you? And you're way in the South, and
In
they're on the East.
Mississippi.
Well, first of all, let me say it's God's favor.
Yes.
To be totally honest, like that's the main thing that I credit it to.
Mm-hmm.
But God does things so intentionally.
Mm-hmm.
Every move that He allows you to make is intentional. And that whole process just proved that to me.
Yes.
But I was singing with my dad's group, and I was out at the GMWA with him, and we sang. And my Uncle Jerry, I call him Uncle Jerry, but Jerry Mannery of
Malaco.
out of Jackson, and he came to me and he was like, "Somebody wants to meet you." And I was like, "Okay, cool." And Jeff Majors came up to me.
Wow.
And he said, "I want to work with you." And I was like, "Oh my God." And so he asked me if I would go on the road with him and if I would record something with him. And I was like, "Sure." So we stood there and Uncle Jerry prayed and we made the connection. I asked my dad. My dad released me to go with them. And so I started singing with them. I sung with them for maybe, I want to say about 2 years, 2 or 3 years. And then I went on the One Love cruise when it was actually a cruise.
Mm-hmm.
So this was like maybe the second one that they had done. And I was there with Jeff Majors.
Yes.
Wait a minute. Was you married back then on the One Love cruise?
I was not married.
Oh,
I was
okay.
not married.
One Love. Go ahead.
Well, it was the One Love Gospel Cruise
Yes.
that Radio One does.
Yes.
So I had never been on a cruise before, so this is my first cruise, and I went with Jeff and the Sacred Voices, what he called the background singers, and we were on the cruise, and we did the first 2 nights, and the first night of the cruise, I had maybe like a small set where I did 2 songs by myself, and when I looked out in the audience, LFT was sitting on the front row. And so I immediately froze up because I couldn't believe that I was looking at Love Fellowship Choir.
Right.
And so I had to shake it off and just like sing. And I just let myself go and did what God let me do.
Right.
And when I opened my eyes, the choir was standing at the edge of the stage, beating on the stage. And I'm losing it. So I just turned around and went back to my mic and finished singing. And so the next day, the manager of the group, the road manager, he got my number and told me that, he was going to call me and let me know that he got in touch with Bishop Walker or whatever. So, I've heard that for years, and I was a little skeptical, because I've heard what they call industry talk, I'll call you and we're going to get you to do this, we're going to link up.
Right.
Yeah. I've heard that talk all my life. And so I was kind of skeptical at first about whether or not it was going to happen, but it just turned out I had gotten back home, and like about 2 or 3 weeks later, I was walking into a church to sing with my dad's group, and my phone rang, and it was a New York area code. Well, I don't know nobody from New York, so I didn't know this area code. So when I answered it, I thought it was a bill collector.
Right.
And I was ready to hang up the phone. And so he said, "Hi, is this Ashely?" I said, "Yes, this is she." And he said, "Well, this is Rudy Mitchell from Walker Group, and I was calling because I wanted to get in touch with you about singing with Bishop Hezekiah Walker." And I said, "Who is this playing on my phone? Stop playing. I'm about to walk in this church. I don't have time to be going off on nobody right now. So who is this?"
Right.
And he was like, "No. I said, "I'm about to hang up. I'm hanging up." And he yelled and was like, "No, it's really me. It's really me. I met you on the cruise." And so I just lost it. Like, I had to run in the bathroom, and they had the other singers was like getting my daddy and telling him to come in there, and I couldn't talk. I was like, "Let's go, Walker was," and oh my God. Right. And so I started singing with him after that. And I actually met J.J. Harrison on the same cruise.
Wow.
So he's been kind of like a big brother to me for years. We haven't worked together yet, but fingers crossed, hopefully one day we'll be able to link up.
So I just got this
question.
question.
God's favor just kind of guided that.
Yes.
I got this question for you. It's like 3-part, but I'm gonna start off by no letting you know that I'm noticing the nails and the multiple colors. We'll talk about that later. Um, but what is your insurance plan for when you go into churches and slay folks and folks just be passed out all over the place
I
and
can't.
and 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 people got to pick up
Yes.
the bigger ones, like myself, and some of them get hurt, trying to get them back on their feet,
Cause you,
you
cause
know.
you come to work, sister. You
Yeah,
you go you go to work.
yeah. What's your insurance plan like?
I don't have an insurance plan. I mean, I don't go into churches planning on like I want God to move. That's the only thing that I'm concerned
Yes.
about. Now, the way that the people respond to it is
Right.
not, that's not on me.
Right.
I just kind of do whatever it is that I can do. So I don't have it. It's crazy. I don't have an insurance plan.
and then the last,
My face is gonna be hurting after this interview.
Right.
I promise.
and I just
Oh
wanted to know
my
about
goodness.
the multiple styles of
Nails.
nails, because I don't know if there's an anointed message in the nails, and so I wanted to know because
She's creative.
some of the other singers might need to get that anointment of nails ministry that might help them be able to sing a little
Cause
bit.
she's creative.
Yeah, so talk about
Oh
that.
my God. Talk about my nails.
Yeah,
That
that's a
is
part of
so
you.
you know what? I just got to a point where I've been a little bit more expressive when it comes to the way that I dress and accessorize myself and
Mm.
everything. I grew up with very low self-esteem. And I was the cliche girl that got picked on for having the big head and the big
Right.
lips and the big teeth and the bad skin and all this kind of stuff,
Mhm.
and got teased and all
Mhm.
this, the ugly duckling from the movies and
Mhm.
stuff that you see. That was me. Like that's biographical every time I watch something like that. So
All right, Swan.
um
We
I
see
it
the
took me
Swan.
huh?
All right, Swan.
You've become a swan.
I thank you.
A swan for
I'm
Jesus.
hoping I'm swanning it out. I don't want to still be the ugly duckling
Oh
now,
no,
but
you
No, girl,
swanning
you a
it out.
swan for
You
Jesus.
swanning.
I bless the Lord.
Yes.
Passed out again. Passed out again.
Yes.
But but it took me a long time. I just told somebody this the other day. It took me a long time to like myself.
Mhm.
It took me a long time to actually be okay with me. And I spent years, trying to be everybody else because I didn't think I was good enough.
Right.
And so I think this is like the farthest out that I've been with my nails, but everything else is just kind of falling into place, and I'm trying to try new things. And you don't know what you like until you try it out,
Right.
and you
Right.
either like it or you don't like it. So
Mhm.
this is kind of a stretch for me. It's very beyond my usual color scheme,
Mhm.
but I want to kind of throw myself out there, and so
It's working.
everything is being a little bolder. So I figured, why not do it with these as well?
It's working for you.
Right.
Good.
You know, so Ashley, you did I've Got the Victory. How did that come about? Because people don't know that you had a song out that was re-recorded by Ricky Dillard. That was you first.
I- well, that's another thing that I have to clarify. A lot of people say that I was first. I actually was not first.
You
I was
weren't?
second.
Really?
I was second. I was second. The initial, what happened was my uncle, Kevin James, invited me to a recording in Louisville, Kentucky,
Mm-hmm.
at St. Stephen's Church.
Mm-hmm.
And I went there to record his song for their recording. At the rehearsal, though, I heard I've Got the Victory. And it was the most incredible thing I had heard. And I immediately attached myself, which does not happen often,
Right.
but I immediately attached myself to that song. And I felt like it was something that I would have loved. Like I could see myself ministering it,
Right.
and I could see myself singing it. I loved it the moment that I heard it. And but I wasn't even there to record that particular song. I was, like I said, I was there to record something else. So
Wow.
I ended up staying in contact with the people that were the producers and the writers, and of course my uncle was there.
Mm-hmm.
So I told them, about a year later, I asked them how the record was going, and they said that they were kind of halting a lot of the
Production.
promotion and everything. I said, well, listen, I don't want to take the song. I don't want to do anything with it right now, but I'm definitely taking the CD back to my home church and I'm going to teach it to my choir.
Right.
And I taught it to my choir, and the church loved it. It went over really, really well, and it blessed the people. And so I decided that I was going to start singing it when people asked me to do regular engagements. And this was like at the very, very beginning of my ministry. And so I asked the producers, I was like, well, are y'all doing anything with After Victory? Because I would love the opportunity to record it sometime.
Wow.
And he was like, well, actually, we're not really promoting it right now. I said, well, it's still kind of fresh.
Mm-hmm.
So just let me know when y'all are, like, I'm going to give it some time. And once, you guys decide that you're not going to really do anything with it, please let me know. And I'll, I want to re-record it. And they were like, cool. And so he sent me the background vocals to it from the original recording. And he let me get the backgrounds and the music. So I was using that traveling and singing the song before I actually recorded it.
Wow.
So I finally got an opportunity to record it in 2014. And there was such a halt on it. And the devil gets busy whenever you try to do something to move forward for God. So we had a lot of issues that were happening with trying to put the song out. But we finally got it together in 2017. And so right in 2017, that was when, like the week that I was going to release it, the video came out with Ricky Dillard doing it as well. And so I thought that it would be kind of difficult, but God still blessed. He's blessed all three versions. Let me just say that.
Right.
A lot of people have responded very positively to all of the versions that they've heard.
Right.
And I'm thankful that the message is out there.
Right.
No matter who releases it to the world, I'm just glad that it was out there. But it's definitely my baby. I've been singing it for so long. I've just felt like that was my little, my emergence, my introduction to the gospel music industry. And so
your version did not get lost, because I'm telling you, when I heard it, I once again I said, "Who in the world is this?" Because I'm a church boy and I like upbeat, churchy, traditional stuff.
Yeah,
and you one of those flat foot drivers where we say, "Come on, push him over the hill, girl, keep pulling them, keep pulling them." You one of those singers, and it's hard to find those kind of singers that have the stamina, the anointing, and the power to execute.
Well, I'm gonna ask the question.
Oh, to God be the glory.
Are you an independent artist?
I'm kind of independent-ish. My dad had a record label that he started a couple of years ago, and once he started pastoring our church, he just pretty much let everything musical go.
Right.
Okay.
And so the past couple of months, he's been working on the reemergence of his record label.
That's awesome.
And so he wants me to be his first artist on it right now. So
tell your daddy.
Signed over.
Tell your daddy that there's some folks in California.
We will support you, sis.
And tell them that we just need one song. We just need one song.
We will support it.
Sister. We need one song.
Seriously.
And I already got the title for it. It's called "I Passed Out, but the Lord Picked Me Up."
Because she's a singer. She's a singer that sing you until you deliver, till she delivered, till the dogs are delivered, till the cats are delivered, everybody delivered.
And my question is, will you do a feature on my next album?
I will.
Pray about it.
Let me know.
Pray about it, Ashely.
Pray about it.
Why you just gonna just stop that?
I just said pray about it.
No, I asked.
I give that advice to everybody.
She said that she would feature on my next album. I didn't say I was singing.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
I didn't say I was singing.
Okay, because Ashely,
I produce.
Okay, because Ashely, he's a good trumpeter.
Yeah.
And a good preacher.
I'm a good executive producer.
And a good executive producer.
And I want you to know,
singing ain't his ministry.
Wait a minute. I want you to know that if I executive produce it, you've been executive producer. You'll be skipping back to Mississippi, eating non-sweet potato pie-ish And but you would just be so happy to be on it. Now, with
Yeah.
that being said, we really gotta
Yes.
continue this. We gotta
Yes.
get you back on another interview.
Yes.
But I think the next interview we get you on, I want your daddy to come along
Yes.
with you, cause I got some questions to
Okay.
ask daddy and you together.
Right.
And then the third interview, I think we'll have her husband come in, and he can tell us all about the
Oh
closet,
my goodness.
That's the secret closet.
the
The
secret
prayer
place.
closet.
Okay,
That is so funny. That
we
is so funny. I'll set it all up.
okay.
Just let me know who. And he's a lot of people don't know he's an amazing singer himself, and he's actually working on doing some stuff on his own. So I'm really proud of him.
Well,
But
send it to us.
what
Send
about?
us,
I
send
heard
it
that
to
y'all
us.
was doing a duet of love
I
songs.
will. I will.
A duet of love songs entitled "The Apostolic Praise and Worship Connection After Dark." I heard that you and your husband was gonna do
Ashley,
that. Is that true?
Ashley, don't.
After dark.
Ashley, don't go there with him.
Come on, Ashley.
These little birdies be telling them stuff, and I think them birdies need to be delivered and set free.
See, I want you to go talk to your husband.
Face. Oh my gosh, my face is gonna be hurting so much after this interview.
Let's talk about your latest.
Oh.
Let's talk about your latest single.
Okay. My latest single is entitled I'm Depending on You. This
Yeah.
is one of my absolute favorite songs. It's a very, very churchy, almost like a quartet-ish
Yes.
type feel to it.
Yes,
Uh,
come on through, church.
it's it's incredibly churchy. I'm a church girl to the heart. I have a love for all music. Really, I'm really a lot more eclectic than people know.
Come on.
A tambourine. I can't. Yes, that's what you need for this song.
Yes.
But I'm very eclectic, but I'm a traditional gospel music lover to the heart.
Yes.
And so this song, it just basically reminds me of all the stuff that I listened to growing up.
Mhm.
It's got a really, really good churchy feel to it.
Mhm.
You can teach it to your choirs, and it'll definitely be a blessing to your church services. And I absolutely love it. My big brother Isaac Cates from Washington D.C. Wrote it for me, and once I heard it, I was like, I have to have it.
Right.
And this is actually outside of his normal writing scheme and writing style, but he said this is actually the first and only song that he has of this style.
Wow.
So I'm just really, really grateful to be able to say that he gave it to me and I was able to minister it first.
Yes.
So it's a really, really great song. It's on my new album that's coming out at the top of next year. And we recorded it in 2017. And so I was able to release it September 25th of this year.
Mhm.
And the response has just been great. People have been very positive, and I've gotten some great testimonies about it. The people are really showing their support, and so I'm grateful. I'm hoping, and so hopefully it'll bless California
it
as
will.
well.
Oh, it will.
Sugar, and I just want to let you know that album cover is fire.
Yes, it is.
The album cover is fire.
Yes.
The colors and everything.
Yes.
So now now everybody just love them some see Ashely Brown Lawrence. Where can they find you, and how can they connect with you, and make sure that they don't send you a sweet potato pie, but they send you a red velvet?
Listen, now flesh and blood didn't reveal that to you. That's Jesus on you right there.
Right.
That is what you sent me. That's what you sent me. Don't give me no pie.
Right.
Give me a red velvet.
Gotcha.
That's what you need. That's what you sent me, baby.
So where can they connect with you?
I'm on all pretty much. I'm not gonna say I'm on all social media outlets, but I am on Facebook under C. Ashely Brown Lawrence. I have an artist page as well.
Mhm.
Feel free to go over there and like it. And I try to update it. Y'all pray for me because my social media status is attempting to grow.
Right.
I'm trying to post a little bit more than I'm used to posting.
Mhm.
So y'all pray that I can get a little push
Father
to
God
do more
bless
of
the
that.
folks.
Right.
But yeah, I do have a Facebook page under my name, C. Ashely Brown Lawrence. as well as my artist page, which is under the same name. I'm on Instagram and Twitter, as well as Snapchat. I'm Snapchat junkie. So you can find me on all of those under Sweet Singer CC. That's Sweet Singer spelled the right way.
Yes.
CECE. Yeah.
And she does.
And of course, the single is available on all digital music outlets as well.
And she responds. I'm a witness.
Yes.
She does reply.
I do.
That's
I
how
do
we.
respond.
That's how
I
we
do
connected.
respond.
Yes. Appreciate you.
Well,
Yeah.
We gonna play the song because she allowed her hands to minister. Y'all saw
Yes.
the ministering
She was spirit
hands
fingers.
this morning.
She was a sanctified spirit
Yes,
fingers.
we gonna call her
Yes.
sweetness from
with the
Mississippi.
Spirit, with the spirit
Now,
fingers.
y'all get connected to a wall or sit down in a chair.
Yes.
Hold on, because we don't want you to pass out, because we're not there to pick you up.
Yes.
But this is the latest single from
From
our
C-
girl from
C-
Mississippi. Who we got, brother?
C. Ashely Brown Lawrence.